Boston Garden was home to many great Celtic championship teams, but the 1985-86 Celtics, led by three-time MVP Larry Bird, were truly something special. They posted a franchise-best 67-15 record that season, which earned them a meeting with Michael Jordan and the Bulls in the first round of the playoffs. Coming off a foot injury in only his second year in the NBA, Jordan was faced with an interesting problem.
The question is, can one man beat the Lakers, or do you need a more diversified attack today?
Well, we're playing the Boston Celtics, Pat, but I think it's going to be more of a five-man game, and we really have to play a complete basketball game. I don't think one man can beat the Boston Celtics.
It's hard to imagine that 6 weeks ago you were sitting on the bench.
Yes, it is. It's very hard for me to imagine. I'm very happy I'm playing now, and I'm very happy that I can contribute to the team.
All right, thank you. Good luck today. You don't have to remind me again that you are playing the Boston Celtics. Air Jordan's getting ready to take off. The problem is the runway is in Boston.
When Michael would get in those zones, he'd want the ball more than anything else. Everyone else would want him to have the ball.
His teammates took note of his focus in the locker room before the game and sensed he was intent on doing something big, maybe even the impossible, defeating the mighty Celtics in Boston Garden all by himself.
Going baseline. Michael Jordan, the basket good and a foul. Fantastic quickness going to the baseline. That was a pickpocket move if there ever was one.
But Larry Bird's Celtics presented an imposing obstacle indeed. United by Bird's vision, they were the consummate passing team. Bill Walton had joined the Celtics that year and blended flawlessly with their chemistry in his role as sixth man.
Bird from Walton.
On the other hand, the Celtics fans had never really seen an individual talent like Michael Jordan. And on April 20th, 1986, he was the center of their attention, even as the Celtics center, Robert Parrish, scored for their team.
Parrish gets free.
And so the battle waged, with Jordan evoking hushed cries of anguish mixed with amazement from the savvy fans, while the Celtics' gritty play inspired their cheers.
Who wants it? Micheal! He was almost on his back.
Taking the tempo away from the Celtics, trying to Michael Jordan right now.
What a great shot, and a basket and a foul. You talk about Bird's sheer determination. At certain points of a game, Michael Jordan has those same qualities.
The Celtics could only shake their heads as they found themselves unable to shake the Jordan-led Bulls.
Jordan banks it in, and Jordan with 40 points.
He was in that zone of everything was going. He was making one shot better than the next.
Unintimidated even by Larry Legend, Jordan let it all hang out, displaying much more than mere hang time. He revealed a complete all-around game, as Game 2 of this first-round series emerged as a classic in the making, with Jordan performing his unparalleled moves to the basket, and Boston responding in tried-and-true Celtics fashion.
Haynes to Micheal. Clock running down, 3 seconds, three-point shot, no good. And a foul, late sweep. A foul against Kevin Micheal has been called by Middleton, with no time showing on the clock. Kevin Micheal can't believe it.
In one of the first tests under pressure of his career, Michael Jordan showed all the poise of a veteran as he calmly stepped to the line and sank crucial free throws.
He can tie it up here and send the game in overtime. No time remaining. And this is pressure. Overtime in Game 2 of our best-of-5 first-round NBA playoff. And the Chicago Bulls are trying to do what only the Portland Trail Blazers have done so far this year, beat the Celtics in Boston. Long range, Jordan hits it, 56 for Jordan. And that ties the Chicago Bulls all-time leader, Bob Love. Jordan goes up with a shot and hits it, and has 61 points to tie Elgin Baylor's all-time single-game playoff record that he established against these Celtics. Jordan ties the game.
Oh, boy.
63 points, and you're looking at an all-time record.
Oh, boy.
Michael Jordan.
After that, it took him from a star to a superstar to eventually the biggest superstar in basketball history.
In the end, the Celtics prevailed. and they would go on to win the series in 3 games. But from that day forward, the history of Boston Garden would include not only the many championships of Celtic teams past, but also the remarkable playoff performance of a young Chicago Bull named Micheal Jordan. Chicago opened the 1989 playoffs against Cleveland, but the underdog Bulls had little reason for confidence.
We had struggled toward the end of that season, and our expectations going into the playoffs weren't very high.
And those doubts appeared justified, as Cleveland, with one of the league's best records, asserted their dominance.
Lobs inside, stolen from Jordan by Harper. Harper comes into the forecourt, drives the lane, wham with the right hand.
But the Cavs had one obstacle standing in their path, Micheal Jordan. An obstacle that seemed to grow larger with every game, as Jordan was carving up the Cleveland defense.
2 minutes to go. The Cavs have a foul to give. Jordan on the drive, and the big basket. He'll go to the line for a three-point play.
The Bulls had extended the series to a 5th and deciding game. But as the scene shifted back to Cleveland, it appeared their hopes of an upset would finally be snuffed out. The Cavs came out firing as they tried to put Chicago away for good.
Harper on the left, backing it on Pippen, comes around the Doherty, pick to the line, to the lane, to the basket, good!
Facing a frenzied crowd and an inspired Cavs team, Jordan and the Bulls saw their season slipping away. But Micheal took it upon himself to lead them back, almost single-handedly keeping his team in the game.
It's going to be Micheal Jordan against the Cavs in the second half.
As the game entered its crucial stretch, Doug Collins watched his young superstar continue to dominate. Jordan was relentless, and it seemed there was little Cleveland could do to stop him.
Jordan at the top of the key, to the line, to the lane, throws it up, good off the glass. And
Micheal Jordan with 35, and Lenny Wilkins, Cavaliers, who have led most of the way, now trail.
Jordan had given Chicago the lead and the momentum, but it was clear that the Cavaliers weren't about to fold.
Harper to the line, Harper to the lane, out on the left side, Elo for 3, got it! And the Cavs lead 98-97.
Game 5 was coming down to the final seconds. There appeared to be little question as to who would get the ball for Chicago.
11 seconds to go. In the middle of the floor, Jordan has it. And Jordan puts up a jumper and hits with 6 seconds to go.
The game had developed into a seesaw battle, with 6 lead changes in the final 3 minutes. And now it was Cleveland's turn to respond, as they tried finally to deliver the knockout blow.
6 seconds left. Elo looks. Elo into Nance. Back to Elo. He drives. He scores! Elo drove it right down the wing and scores! 100-99 with 3 seconds to play.
Right at the end, Cleveland kind of looked at us on the bench like, okay, you guys are done.
The Cavs were just 3 seconds away from eliminating the upstart Bulls and advancing to the next round. But those 3 seconds would have an impact for years to come. It would be a defining moment, not only for Jordan, but for the Chicago and Cleveland franchises. And it all came down to one shot.
The inbounds pass comes into Jordan. Here's Micheal at the foul line. A shot on Elo. Good! The Bulls win it! They win it!
It's funny how when your backs are a little bit to the wall, that all comes down to a 5-game series. In that case, comes down to the last second shot and how much it elevated our morale as a team.
When Micheal was able to hit this miraculous shot with Craig Elo all over him, that was big. That was really big. That really propelled us to another level.
When he hit that shot, I mean, he's jumped high many times, but he jumped higher. And in fairness, Doug Collins went roaring by out on the floor and hugged him. And I swear he put a dagger in the Cleveland franchise, not just in that team, but that team never could find a way to beat Micheal Jordan.